All right, hello everyone. It is, what is today? Thursday, November the 14th. I think I have to look over here. 2019, and this is a big show for me today. This is a big show. Let's go. Let's get down. Look where I'm at. Look, I'm on my bed again. What? Yes. This is a huge thing. So anyway, I went and got the stitches taken out of my knee today, so I didn't watch any tennis today, but I kind of kept up with it on my phone, if that makes any sense. So we got up this morning. Carla took me to the doctor, or to one of the two doctors. I have one for my hand and one for my knee, and we're very lucky to have that. But I went for the leg today, which is the hugest obstacle. And I have my stitches taken out, and physical therapy starts in the morning, so I'm looking forward to that. And I was told today that I am free at will to try to lift my leg up like this. So when I snap my leg, the leg would no longer lift up. Like, it was stuck like this. It wouldn't lift up. But now it lifts up. So check this out. Watch. Here we go. You ready for this? Okay, here we go. So before I couldn't lift, like my left leg I'm doing this with, right? Boom, boom. With my right leg, after the injury, I couldn't do anything with the bottom part of my leg. Nothing, nada, zero, right? Nothing. All right, so here we go. Watch this. Boom. What's up? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So look, that's really big news for me. I'm really excited about that. Super excited about that. So I hope to be back on the tennis court soon, coaching at least. But anyway, so I wanted to do a quick video. I asked Carla to do it with me, but man, she just cooked for everyone, all the kids. She's been ferrying me to doctors for I guess the last 8 hours, 2 different hospitals, and geez, man, she's been doing this for like 23 days. So I didn't put this, I didn't kind of push this on her, but I had to say something about today's matches. I had to do it. Didn't watch them, so I'd love to hear comments on what. I mean, I get if you were like a Djokovic fan and you're like, okay, well, he lost because he's injured, and could very well be. And I get it if you're a Federer fan. You're like, yeah, he played like the best he's probably ever played. I get that. Whatever. I have a Roger Federer tattoo on my back. Seriously. So when it comes to Roger Federer fanhood, if I give him grief right now, just don't call me not a fan, because I swear I have a big RF tattoo on my back. Look, I'll show you. So I don't want my fanhood questioned, right? So, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it, right? I don't know if you can see that, right? So, don't question the fanhood. So, anyway, this ATP Finals, you cannot tell me, is the most meaningful tournament. Carla and I have been griefed at for so long about saying that after the U.S. Open, that a lot of the tournaments, they're great, they're fun, it's good tennis, we're not knocking the tournament. Wonderful tournaments, wonderful people, wonderful players, wonderful organizers, wonderful ball boys, wonderful chair umpires. But there's always some theatrical blah to keep it interesting. And this year you have nothing but another round of that. And let's look at this. Roger Federer barely squeaked by Berrentini, in my opinion, the other day. I think it was, 7-6, 6-3, whatever. It looked like Roger should have retired 2 years ago. And again, I love Roger Federer. I do. I've been to 2 of his finals, 2007 U.S. Open final, 2008 U.S. Open final, in person right there in New York City. And it's just a different player from then to now. And not just a little bit. It's night and day. He is less patient. Not that he's ever been the most patient player, because he's always kind of maestroed his balls to where he wants them to go. But it's like now he gets a little agitated a little sooner. He stays tight sometimes a little bit. Sometimes if you look in his face, it doesn't look like the carefree, graceful, long-headed Federer that used to come out with the fresh ponytail and the bandana. It's a different player. He's a normal player now, right? And that's good. He's 38 years old. Okay, great. Federer lost to Thiem in a very good match for Thiem, right? Thiem played great, wonderful, and he's playing great, playing wonderful, right? So think about this. Thiem won a very good match, and then Federer beat Berrentini, kind of squeaked by him, whatever, just your run of the mill type match, and then Roger Federer goes in and beats Djokovic today, 6-4, 6-3. Is there any way that there is WWF type wrestling type theatrics type schemes written into these things? Is there any way, shape, or form? I mean, sometimes I get lost in my thoughts in this, but and no, I'm no conspiracy theorist at all. But what better to do than to have results that we have in some of these tournaments? Oh, now Djokovic is injured, so it keeps the narrative going. The narrative is going and it's going, and it's gonna have more fodder for the masses to talk about for the Australian Open. In my opinion, do I think Djokovic is injured? No. Do I think that? And again, I didn't watch this match, didn't watch it, but do I think that Roger Federer played like the maestro of old? Probably not, because I think it's impossible for him to do so. So Djokovic is out of the ATP Finals, as I think. Does that mean Djokovic is written off? He's not gonna be, a threat at the Australian Open? Come on, come on, be real about that. Roger Federer, do I think he has a crying chance at the Australian Open 2020? Quarterfinal, semi. If he gets to a semi, great. I guess he could win it, but Djokovic would have to have a really bad day. Nadal would have to have a really bad day. Thiem would have to have a really bad day. Let's talk about some other people that could beat Federer like right now. And I think there's quite a few of them right now. Borna Coric, Vasilis Vili. And you guys might laugh at me on that, but these guys are upcoming and have been on the cusp of beating Roger already. I think Borna has already got a couple wins. Not that I'm a big Riley Opelka fan, but he's kind of finding a little groove to ride on. Come on. I name some other players right now that are on the cusp of beating Federer continuously. Do I have to rename Tsitsipas, Zverev? Do we have to rename these guys? I'm talking about top 15, top 20, top 50 people in the world that would give Federer a run for his money right now. If you had to bet right now on Roger Federer playing Galman face, who would you take right now? Oh, man, I have to scratch my head about that. 10 years ago, you wouldn't, right? But that's what I'm saying. So come Australian Open, if you had to bet on Roger Federer playing Novak Djokovic, and the bet was over or under 4 sets, okay? In other words, the bet was if these two I would go under. I would think Djokovic would beat Roger Federer right now at a major, or at least the surface of the Australian Open in straight set. 6-3, 6-3, 6-3 probably, and should. Do I think that this match result today for Djokovic was beneficial for him to go ahead and take the L? Absolutely. Why not? Rest. Come get your 8th Australian in January. And again, I'm a Federer fan, but I know Djokovic knows that he's not getting any younger, and there's no need to even just take a break right now. And I can assure you that's a little bit of what was going on in the match today, because Roger Federer's looked like Father Time. All right? Period. Plain and simple. As for Berrentini beating Dominic Thiem today, let's look at that one. Berrentini, in my opinion, is a good player, and he's a solid player, and we'll see more from him. But I kind of like that young kid Yannick Sinner right now at 18 more than I like Yannick Sinner, or more than I like Matteo Berrentini right now, and I think he's 23, right? Give or take. But that kid Yannick Sinner looks pretty good. Seriously. So let's look at Berrentini beating Thiem today. Thiem was already in the semifinal anyway, right? Right? Okay, just saying. Also, Berrentini, by winning this match, I think stuck an extra like $200,000 in his pocket just to have left with one match win when he was 0-2 going into this match anyway. So doesn't it seem like a little Christmas gifty? I mean, doesn't it seem like Santa Claus was riding around out there? Maybe. Again, I didn't watch this. I was at a doctor's appointment, like getting stitches pulled out of my leg. And I'm thinking, geez, Berrentini just beat Thiem? I'm like, what, really? Carla's like, why are we even thinking about it? It doesn't matter. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a good match. I'm like, let's go. Come on, let's get down. And that happened. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, that was like a gift. It was like a Christmas gift. It's like, man, you'll have a win over a top 5 player and you'll get 215 grand. Maybe he'll buy him a Porsche or something now, or something, to break even or something. But there was a little gifting going on there. So ultimately, are we headed for another huge epic final between Federer and Nadal now at this point? Are we going to have like microphones in their ears, and are we going to have microphones at their every last footstep for this billion-dollar money grab? Is that what we're headed for? Because you can't tell me if these matches have meant really anything, at least today. I mean, maybe so. Again, maybe so. But if they did, I want to know why. Let's comment why. Let's talk about why. Because I'm having a real hard time believing that Federer beat Djokovic straight up, like both were battling it out, 6-4, 6-3. And I have a really hard time thinking that Berrentini just blew the doors off Thiem off the court, 7-6, 6-2, or 6-3, or whatever it was. And this is just an absolute, shock and awe. I don't see it. I see gifting, and especially headed towards the Nadal-Federer deal. If that happened, can you think about the sold-out ticket prices in that place? Can you think about it? You know what I mean? And then Berrentini getting 215 grand if he won one match against Thiem. He's already in. Anyway, there's no chance. There's no chance whatsoever. There's like nada. No chance that there's even any manipulation with that. None. I mean, isn't Chris Kermode's last month or two as the ATP president like a month away or less, which that's another story for another day, but you have to at least think that there's a little bit of not 100% straight up in your face. What's up? Let's go. Oh, I'm gonna destroy you from start to finish. Don't mess with me. I just don't see that any of these tournaments, namely after the U.S. Open, or not namely, but after the U.S. Open, Laver Cup, in my opinion, the same type thing. Who knows what's going to happen? Scripted, drinking beer and press conferences. The Next Gen Finals, which I did like, but the no ad scoring and the first of 4 games, deciding point, whatever, I felt that was cheesy. Because you can go up 4-0 on people and they'll come back and win the set 6-4, and you can't do that the Next Gen Finals. However, the guy Sinner, Yannick Sinner was good, so that was worth me watching. But some of those sets he won 4-1. In the pros, what if the person came back from 1-4 and took him to a 5-5 or a 6-6 set? So you can't really judge the really depth of Sinner's grind. If he gets up 4-1 and this person starts to trickle back into the set, 4-2, 4-3. Oh Lord, we're at 4-4. Okay, I just held at 5-4. Now can I hold? I got broken again. And can Sinner, as a young 18-year-old, dig into that and be like, I don't care, I want more. Oh, come on, bring it, let's go. Come on. I don't know if Sinner can do that yet, and that's what comes with age. As you grow in age, you begin to dig deep, and some kids can do it. But as I've found, as I've gotten older, I'll be 42 on November the 20th. That as you age, you begin to not take as much in terms of, at least when you're battling. You dig deeper. Your mind gets more like, I don't care what happens, I'm not going to lose. I don't care if I break my wrist and blow out my patellar tendon, I'm not going to lose, even though I did lose the match that day. But I think there is a fight that you don't see in kids as much anymore. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but man, it seems like some of these kids like Zverev. I'll leave Tsitsipas out. He seems like he can battle, but some of these Zverev kids and blah 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 blah, they just seem so light, like they just need to get down, like what? Smack them, like whoosh, like what'd you say? Come on, huh? Kind of just beat them up a little bit, ruffle them up or something. Just seems like sometimes boys are a little bit softer these days. I don't know, that's just me. But it shouldn't be that way. But nonetheless, that's what I see from a lot of these younger guys, is they're just not as rough and tough and Marat Safin-ish as they used to be. Anyway. But that's it. That's all I got to say is I'm sorry I missed the matches. I'd love to hear exactly what happened. And, if Djokovic is injured, well, great. I'm sure that he will not be affected by that at the first round of the Australian Open, I can assure you. And if so, then we can be like, geez, he really might be injured. But unless he shows up at the first round of the Australian Open, like in a cast and says, I can't play for my 8th Australian Open title in my 17th major, I'd be shocked. And if Roger Federer honestly makes it past a quarterfinal at the Australian, maybe a semi. But I'd be willing to bet anyone out there that Roger Federer does not make the final of the Australian Open this year. I'm willing to bet that for sure. Furthermore, I'd be willing to bet, as a Federer fan, yes, me, I'm a Federer fan, and all players, but I'd be willing to bet that Roger Federer does not make a final of a major this year, which will be his last year to play. I just don't see it happening. He looked too Father Time-ish against Berrentini. I get that he beat Djokovic today, but I am shocked if that was a legit match given the score. Because if it was legit, in my opinion, based upon how Federer looked when he played Berrentini and Thiem, and how Djokovic has looked at Wimbledon, at U.S. Open, whatever, how he's looked up to now, he should have destroyed Federer. So something was askew there, but maybe I'm wrong. Comment on it below. I'm out. Gonna go prepare to lay on my cot over there for the last 2 nights because I was cleared to take a shower in 2 days, and that's when Carla will let me back in the bed. But I tried to do the video over there, but it was too dark, so you know, that's what I did. So in the meantime, I'm out. All right. So the end of the year stuff, your thoughts on them. The Davis Cup now I look forward to, and that's coming up. The Davis Cup should be good, and hopefully that's not, you know, kind of manipulated by money grabbing stuff and so forth. But we'll see what happens. Adios. Take care. Peace. I don't even know why I did this video this late, but I did. Let's go. That's how we roll. Let's go. Come on. Yeah.